Liverpool fan for that matter, you must be really, really happy. And it's been an exciting game actually. That City Atletico game, I would have to say, boiled out towards the end. It was insane to watch as many as what 6 or 7 yellow cards towards the end of that game. It was surprising. I think so. They went well over past 100 minutes in terms of overall extra time and everything. So it was quite crazy to watch. I'm waiting for a few other guys to join, and then if you guys have any questions, then let's take it up. What did you guys make of that game? Because it was fantastic to see. Simply because if you have to say that City Atletico playing out an exciting 0-0 draw, I would not have believed it. But we saw that second half, the way Atletico came, it was very interesting to watch. Saksham Kadao says, "Hi, sir. Saksham, did you watch the game? How was it? Did you enjoy it? If you did, please let me know." My good friend Shane Dice clearly has slept off because I tried calling him, I tried texting him, but he's not there. So I thought I'll just bring you the update. And in the other game, in fact, it was a great game. Liverpool, for that matter. Impressive, right? 3-all, even though they're through to the next round. Benfica, the way they came back, it was also very interesting. They were 3-1 down at one point, but Benfica somehow managed to get their 3-all. But that does not matter because Liverpool had a 3-1 advantage from the first leg. So, yeah, it's going to be Liverpool versus Villarreal. But the big clash of the semi-finals is going to be Real Madrid taking on Manchester City. That is amazing. Pep Guardiola against a team he's so like defeating that time. That comeback. Saksham Karao says that comeback. It's simply amazing. Seriously, I think that you're talking about that game between City and Atletico, guys. If you guys watched the game, let me know in the comments what did you make of it. Because for me, I caught the end of it because I was driving, unfortunately, so I missed a bit of it. But the way it boiled up towards the end, it was intense. 6 or 7 yellow cards, and then Felipe got getting that second yellow and then going off. And I thought Savage also could have gotten a red for that. I thought he was lucky to stay on the field. But then everybody was Foden committing fouls, Mahrez picking up a yellow, Cancelo picking up a yellow. Way too many guys picking up yellow cards towards the end. Even though I would have to say that Atletico should have scored. The way they came back towards that second half, the way they were dominating that second half, in the sense that they got so many chances, but none of them they could convert, and that was unfortunate for them. Even though I'm actually not happy, not sad, because as a United fan, Atletico defeated us. But now that City are through to the semi-finals, and probably they could beat Real Madrid, and then they would set up another clash. Because in that other semi-final, I still feel, even though Villarreal have pulled off 2 upsets in the previous rounds, they have beaten Juventus, they have beaten Bayern Munich, and see, after that they are facing Liverpool. But I still don't think Liverpool are gonna lose to Villarreal. Sankalp Sahu says Atletico won hearts after making us hate them after first leg. Atletico won hearts, yeah, that can be said. But for the game to stay 0-0, you have to say City also defended really well. Little bit of luck is also important at times when you're playing such encounters. And Atletico probably should have scored those 1 or 2 goals and probably should have taken this game to at least extra time. That's what a neutral fan like me would have loved. And I think a lot of you also must be hoping for something on those lines. But yeah, it wasn't to be because Manchester City City are in another semi-final. The treble dream is still on. They are leading the Premier League. They are now in the semi-finals, and the team that's second is in the other semi-final. So Manchester City Liverpool showdown can also happen in the Champions League. Uh, Saksham Khara is saying currently doing BGMC post graduation, want to do UG from ITM. Will join you soon, Bhaiya. Saksham, hopefully you can join us soon. It'll be good to have you. And let's see whether that happens or not in the future. Rajneesh Jha says, mate, Atletico spends 80 million on average each season and plays worse than Burnley. I don't think you can compare them to Burnley. Burnley are sort of languishing at the bottom of the Premier League, whereas Atletico won the league last season, won the La Liga, even though they are nowhere in contention this time around. But still, Atletico are a great team. And Simeone, if you have to see, Simeone broke that dominance between Barcelona and Real Madrid. I think so. What, around 20 years or something? I think so. Only Atletico is the team other than Barcelona and Real Madrid to have won the La Liga. So that makes a lot of difference. There may be one or two other teams, but apart from that, nobody. So they have broken the dominance, and that's why I think Atletico. You can't compare them to Burnley. Sankalp Sahu says Villarreal has defeated Liverpool in Europa. I don't remember the year. Well, they might have defeated Liverpool in Europa, but you also have to understand that Liverpool are a different team now. The way they have been playing the past 3-4 years. Let's not forget they won the Champions League in 2018. So let's not forget that. And they've come close previously also, and they are a team that has been doing well consistently. And even though I'm wearing red, but this red is probably for Manchester United because I'm a United supporter, not Liverpool supporter. But as a football fan, you got to appreciate the talent they've brought forth with Mohamed Salah, with Sadio Mane, with players like Luis Diaz. So Liverpool, boss, the talent they have now is very different from what it was earlier. Yes, having said that, Villarreal, nobody expected them to beat Bayern Munich, nobody expected them to beat Juventus for that matter. But Villarreal did that. So I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will not let his team take it lightly. And the fact that the quadruple dream is still on, even though Jurgen Klopp keeps saying that he doesn't want to talk about it because it's too far-fetched a dream. They've already won the League Cup. They're second in the Premier League. And even though if City wins all the remaining games, they'll lift the cup. Premier League, they lift the Premier League trophy, not Liverpool. But if City slips up, Liverpool have the next best chance because they're only 1 point behind. And then the FA Cup, again, a semi-final against Manchester City. So that's there. And after that, you have to say Champions League is probably the biggest thing after the Premier League. I think so. Everybody sort of gives priority to their domestic title because that's the biggest thing, irrespective of whether you win in the Champions League or not. I'm sure Liverpool's first priority is that Premier League crown. Whether that happens or not, let's see. So by the way, Rajneesh Da has said that. Sankalp Sahu says Villarreal has defeated Liverpool. That's okay. This year is different. Liverpool are a very good team. Sanket Joshi says no Cancelo versus Madrid. I hope Kevin De Bruyne and Walker are back by that time. Let's see what happens. You have to say, even without João Cancelo, it's City, boss. The strength on the bench. Let's not forget the strength on the bench. And yes, Soham Ganguly, you are correct, Shivam. Cancelo would definitely be replaced by Ake. We saw that recently in the Premier League. So I'm hoping probably that's going to happen again. But let's not forget John Stones, Ruben Diaz was today on the bench, so he's fit enough. So he might come back into the side for the next game. So maybe if he's fit enough, they might look at somebody like, I don't know, maybe Laporte plays at left back. You never know with City. There are so many combinations possible with that squad. Let's just say that as a United fan, I hate it. I completely hate it. Sanket Joshi comments on that fight. Well, fights keep happening in football, but it was crazy, man. Like, you have to say, when was the last time you saw 6 or 7 yellow cards in extra time? But that happened. So I thought Savic was lucky. He probably deserved a red himself, but he was lucky to stay on. Rakshita Mishra says, Sid, if that's the Rakshita that I know, thank you, Rakshita. Thank you for joining us. We all had a long day today. Dhruv Thomas says, who's favourite in Madrid versus City? I think Benzema is the key. Dhruv, I have to say that over the past few years, like probably like 5-6 years back, I would have said maybe Real Madrid are the favourites. When Ronaldo was there, when Bale was there, when Benzema was playing with them, all three of them dominating at one point, along with that Barca trio of Suarez, Neymar and Messi. But this City side under Pep Guardiola, you have to say, the dominance last season, who came to the Champions League final? There were two English clubs, Chelsea and Manchester City. And this year again, somehow I expect it to be a City versus Liverpool showdown. That is what I had predicted at the start of the Champions League season, because I know the kind of quality they possess, because I see the Premier League games day in and day out, and every time I look at it and I feel like, why United can't play like these guys. It's just unfortunate. Uh, Rajnija says, I think Savage behavior was pathetic. Yeah, let's just say, as I pointed out, he was lucky to be out there. Sankalp Sahu, after seeing game against Atletico Madrid, so tough game, I think that City versus Liverpool was a friendly match on Sunday. Yeah, the Atletico team, boss, they never go down without a fight. One thing about Diego Simeone's side is that they defend resolutely, and when it comes to attacking, they can be ferocious as well. They've got good quality out there in the front. You have to understand, players like Korea were not getting to play. Otherwise, Korea has been a phenomenal goal scorer for them over the past season, past year for that matter. So it's really unfortunate that a good team like Atletico has to go out, but they did defeat United. And at this stage, because we are in the quarterfinals, one among City or Atletico had to go out, right? So that happened. There are so many comments, guys. I'm going through them, so please bear with me. Sanket Joshi says Spanish police has gotten involved in that tunnel fight between Savage and Grealish. That I don't know much about. Maybe I'll check that out after this live, and I'll bring you an update tomorrow in office, hopefully. Tarun Pradhan says the same thing as me. I think it's going to be City versus Liverpool final. Yes, Madrid are going to win the La Liga. Madrid have beaten PSG. They have beaten Chelsea in the last two knockout stages. But they're going to play City, boss, and City are a different ball game altogether. Right now, City. I thought they were very lucky to get past Chelsea last night, because Chelsea, the way they were playing, you have to say Chelsea were also tremendous. They were unlucky to, in fact, lose that game at the end, because at one point it looked like Chelsea would score 4 goals. They were so dominant. But as I pointed out last night, in last night video, that Chelsea, I think that one goal from Real Madrid broke their mental well-being. Like, it was a psychological impact that goal had on them, that after that it just went down for it. And I'm sad for Chelsea fan. My Chelsea fan, our team's Chelsea fan, Shane Dias, is probably sleeping. Mr. Bias, as we call him, is probably sleeping right now. Otherwise, he would have given you a better perspective on that game, because I really thought Chelsea deserved to go through, and Real Madrid were lucky to go through. But well, now they are, so you never know what happens. Tarun Pradhan, as I read his comment, Sankalp Sahu says Benzema is again and again saving Carlos Ancelotti's job. Got to say, in a way, that's not true. He's winning the La Liga. And I know that Benzema has been one of the most important players, but you have to understand that even like Real Madrid, Barcelona are also going through a rebuilding phase, right? And you see where they are. They struggled with Ronald Koeman there, and once he's gone, Xavi has taken over, and Xavi has done a very good job in comparison. They defeated Real Madrid 4-0, and that probably would have dented everybody's confidence who supports Real Madrid. But they still have, what, a double-digit lead over the next best team. So it's out there. Ancelotti is not going anywhere, irrespective of whether he wins the Champions League or not. He's definitely winning the La Liga, and that's what's going to keep him at the job. Shivam saying, why is everyone in the Atletico squad interested only about Grealish's hair? Do you like his hair? He's got very different style, right? I've seen Grealish as a youngster also, like, he's still young, but I've seen him even during his younger days when he was playing for the Aston Villa team. I would have to say it's unique, right? His hairstyle is unique, and if you guys notice, I got a haircut. I can never pull off such a hairstyle. Probably it won't go that long only. So I can make do with this only, guys. If that guy can flaunt his hair like that, why not? He has them. So we can say that. Gareth Bale should play versus City at Etihad. He can turn the match around. Rajneesh Jha is saying, well, I don't think Gareth Bale is going to play a lot in the season. Even we saw right towards the end, Ancelotti got him from the bench. Gareth Bale, I think so, he's going to move past Real Madrid soon enough, because he's been there for a long time, and for a player who was at one time one of the greatest, not the greatest, I would say Real Madrid has had greater players, but a great player for them, because that trio, as I talked about, Benzema, Ronaldo and Bale, were really, really good together. So I'm saying, yeah, Bale, I think so. His best years are in the past. And now I think it's time for him to move on and look for a club where he can get more game time. Because otherwise, who will take him? And I'm sure there are teams in the English Premier League at least who will be willing to pay a decent amount for him. Because Bale is no muck with. He scored some very good goals for Real Madrid, very important goals. You remember that one goal, El Clasico, that won the El Clasico for them in a way, where he went past that Barcelona right back. I'm forgetting his name. Ran past him outside the line of that defender. That's what Bale used to give. And I thought that one goal that he scored against Barcelona was enough to make up for the fee they paid. Okay, more questions. Dhruv Thomas says Liverpool will destroy Villarreal at Anfield. I think let's just say that Mark Batra, Sanket Joshi, by the way, before I take that question, thank you for pointing that out. I just forgot his name. But yes, Batra, yeah, he was no match for Gareth Bale's speed. And I think so a lot of people probably wouldn't. I think so 99% of the people would not have been a match for Bale's speed when he was in his prime. So, yeah, Batra, irrespective of how well he played or not, Bale was never going to be stopped. Uh, Dhruv Thomas said Liverpool will destroy Villarreal at Anfield. I expect nothing less from Liverpool with the kind of form they have shown, with the kind of attacking prowess they possess. I think Liverpool are gonna be amazing. Usually they are. And in Champions League, as I'm saying, I would hope and I would want the underdogs to Villarreal to win. But if Villarreal win, I think so. I would have to go to a temple and all and give Bhagwan some prasad and whatnot. Because that's not happening in my head. Yes, they have beaten a big side like Bayern Munich. They have beaten Juventus before, as I pointed out twice or thrice in this video already. But Liverpool, again, like City are a different ball game altogether. Liverpool are a different ball game altogether. Sankalp Sahu says back kick against Bayern. Yes, Chaitanya Gupta says Atletico seemed really frustrated, needed to be cool to break the City high line. Chaitanya agreed, but Atletico had, even if they were frustrated, that's because they were trying really hard. They were just not able to break that City line. And to their credit, City, irrespective of what we say about their attacking intent and attacking capabilities, they are really good when they go forward. But equally, they are really good at the back. That's what they showed tonight. So, gotta give credit to them. Ankush Alakat is, of course, a Liverpool fan. You never walk alone. I won't say that because I'm a United fan, even though I said it. Asim Katuria says no sympathies for Gareth Bale. He always chose money over playing football. Yes, that's an interesting point of view. A lot of people would say that for Gareth Bale, he moved from Tottenham to Real Madrid. When Real Madrid, he wasn't getting his dues. He took a loan deal out to Tottenham again. And yes, there have been cases in the past where he has been at loggerheads with the manager. So that happens. Ankush Lagat says, would love to watch Benzema versus Salah in final. Why not? Why not Kevin De Bruyne versus Salah or a Phil Foden or a Riyad Mahrez? Anush, by the way, I read that name wrong. It's Anush. So my bad, Anush. So why not City versus Liverpool final? That's how the title race is going. I think a final Champions League would be great thing because we'd already know who would have won the Premier League. And imagine if it turns out to be a revenge game. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for May, the end of May, when I think so. It's gonna be City versus Liverpool. Maybe Real Madrid prove me wrong, but let's see. Rikil Patel is saying that Liverpool has a huge fan base like Mumbai Indians in IPL. Yes, Liverpool have a huge fan base. Let's not forget they are one of the most popular clubs because of the history. They have won so many titles in Champions League football. They are the best club from England. Like they've got 6 titles, boss, and next best is United with 3. So you have to say Liverpool are a different sort of benchmark in the Champions League at least. In the Premier League, last 4-5 years under Jurgen Klopp, they have improved massively. Credit where credit is due, and because I'm a United fan, I've seen my team go like from here to here. I know what it feels like, and Liverpool went through that patch, if you remember, in the late 90s and early 2000s. Even though they won the Champions League with Gerrard's team, if you remember, they beat AC Milan and how that was insane. So that's there, but yes, I would say this Liverpool team now is amazing, and yeah, let's not forget they have got so much quality both at the front, at the back, in the midfield. That's what great teams are about. Sankalp Sahu says no, Bale chose golf over football. Yes, that also happened where he decided that because he was not being selected in the 11, he said, yeah, let it be. I'm going to go play golf instead of football. Aviral Pandey says quadruple is coming. Sid, hope you don't mind us being the best English team. Okay, so Shin and I had done a video after the Liverpool versus City game, and we discussed the draws, by the way, in the Premier League. And if you look at the draw, City have easier fixtures ahead of them in place of Liverpool. Liverpool still have to face Tottenham, and even though I know that United have become like a cakewalk now for them, I still think that United maybe in that game will be fired up and maybe they can put some sort of a challenge. At least I'm hoping for them to put up some sort of a challenge. Maybe that happens, maybe that doesn't happen. But yes, City for me are still the favourites. No doubt about that. But as they lost to Tottenham last time around, you did not expect them to lose, but they did. And we have seen funnier things happen in football, guys. Let's see what happens. It will be a great, great race that will go to the final day, I feel. And that is what it's about. Even though I'm a United fan, one of the best finishes, if you remember, was when Sergio Aguero scored that goal, and we thought that we had won the Premier League, but Aguero's goal against Queens Park Rangers won it for them. So that's that. Asim Katuria says, "Bro, it's high time. Please stop being a United fan." Asim, I have to say that will never happen, irrespective of whether they get relegated, irrespective of whether they are playing in the third division. A United fan for like what 23 years now. I started watching football when I was 7 years old. I'm 30 now, and I saw them, by the way, when they won the treble in '99. Okay, beating Bayern Munich, and even though I don't remember watching it live, I remember that I watched some sort of footage on TV, I guess in 90, towards the end of '99 or something, like '99 2000, somewhere around that period. Because I remember it was pretty late and I was not allowed to watch football that late in the night, but I remembered watching some footage because they would play stuff, right, on replay and all that. And I was such a huge sports buff that I would put on either Star Sports, ESPN, whatever I could find, and 10 Sports for that matter, and watch any sport that was on once upon a time. So I started following United because of that. And yes, players came, players went, but I stayed with United, and I'll still stay with United. We haven't won the Premier League crown since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And I'm not sure whether you guys joined me yesterday or not. I showed you that I don't have, it's very weird that I don't have a picture of my parents or my family in my room, but I have a picture of Sir Alex Ferguson. Next time I do a live from my room, I'll show it to you guys again. So that is how much I believe in it. Sanket Joshi says Guardiola has reached Champions League semi-final 9 times, most by any manager. Yes, he has, but we have to understand that City have never won the Champions League. And with him, that's the only trophy that's missing from his cabinet as the City manager, and he'll be hoping that he can achieve that this season. Other Singh says Benfica played really well today. Yeah, credit to them, because nobody thought they would have a 3-all draw at Anfield, and considering that they were coming off after a 1-3 loss at their Estadio da Luz in Benfica. So that was something to savor for them, even though they knew that they were always chasing a big task, defeating Liverpool, and that was, as we pointed out, was not going to happen. Brandon Tyndale is, I don't know whether he's trying to troll me or whether he really means it. It could be possible. He said, it's a dead channel. I'm more famous than you. Brandon, that's all right. You can be more famous than me. I'm just talking with my family members. I'm trying to discuss football with them like a fan. I don't care whether I have 5 people watching, whether I have 10 people watching, whether there's just one guy watching. But I've gone on for 24 minutes because I know there are people like me who are still watching the stream who want to discuss football. So Brandon, it's all right. It really does not matter how many people are watching me. But I'm glad there are a few who are interested in football at this hour like me. Dhruv Thomas says, okay, Sankalp Sahu first. I would support United for the first time against Liverpool. I'm a City fan. Oh, you are my noisy neighbor, Sankalp. But well, you can be a City fan, and I'm sure you're gonna support United because you want to lift the trophy, right? And that's gonna happen. Like we were supporting others as well. Other Singh says Benfica played really well. We've taken that. Brandon says, I gave up on United, now I support City. See, Brandon, you are also now part of the conversation. And you gave up on United and you now support City. I'm not a fan like you. I will still support United all my life. That's never going to change. Asim Katuria says, respect to you, man. Thank you so much. True football lover, just like the most of us up here late night. Yeah, actually, we did the IPL match, post match show, and after that, I had to actually drop a friend because she hadn't got a car, and that's why I got a little late. But I knew that I had to be with you guys because I promised you last night as well that we are gonna be there, even though Shane Dias has ditched me. So let Shane know next time he should not ditch me when I'm here because he would have loved this conversation with you guys. Mahesh Raut, yes, glory, glory, Man United. Avil Pandey, Atletico Madrid is like WWE. You can expect such end. Sanket Joshi is like, are you guys also going to do a Zoom thing with football regulars just like IPL? Sanket, that's not a bad idea, but I think so. A lot of us are football lovers. It's just that Shane and I follow it far more, so that's why we do more lives. And plus, not everybody can be live on the football stream, right? But you must have seen that even Nikhil Naz and I have done video earlier about Cristiano Ronaldo and about how United are suffering at one point. So you have to say that all of us will be there, and irrespective of whether you are a football lover, whether you are somebody who follows us for the IPL content, you just join us. You make sure that you go on our social media handles, message us, send us your details so that we can get in touch with you, and then you can join us for that conversation we are all going to be a part of. Purushottam Biswal is asking me who's your GOAT, boss. Even though this says 11, and United's current 11 was Mason Greenwood, unfortunately, who's not playing anymore. But GOAT, as a United fan, what, man? You know the answer. I'm never gonna say Messi. I'm always going to say Cristiano Ronaldo. I grew up watching him. That United in the 2000s, early 2000s, and the late 2000s, the dominant United. I grew up watching them, so you can understand why it's Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm sure there are better players you might say apart from him, but still, I have to say Ronaldo for me. Dhruv Tomar, thank you for telling me that Man United are not winning any trophy for at least 3 more years. Even though you are a United fan, yeah, man, we are all in the same boat. We all feel the same pain. And yes, United are not winning a trophy, perhaps, but we gotta pray, we gotta wish, and let's just hope that the Glazers leave the club. Okay. Medan Sharma is asking, what is the penalty? Penalty is when there's a foul committed in the D. And once a foul is committed, like there are so many ways that a foul can be committed. So you must read up on that because I'm sorry, it is too late for me to give you details on that. But maybe someday in the afternoon or something when we are doing a preview, Medansh, we can get back to you. But you should read up on what constitutes a penalty, because then it's just the goalkeeper who you have to beat to try and score a goal. But at times, even then, you can't score a goal. So things like that have happened. So penalty is a different thing altogether. Right now, I'm not going to give you more details about that. You can read up on it for sure, Midansh. But thank you for being a part of this conversation. Sankalp said, have you guys teased Anuj yesterday about Bayern's loss? You should ask Anuj, okay? I told Anuj, hey, when Anuj came to office today, I knew I had to take his case. So I shouted at Anuj, I was like, hey, your team, you bugger kept trolling us for United losing to them in the final. Now, where is your team, Bayern? They could not even beat them across the 2 legs. I said across 2 legs. And then we had this fun banter where somebody, Saransh, our producer, had to grab Anuj because he was acting as if he's angry, and both of us were like, we want to beat each other up, and everybody was having a laugh because it was all in fun. We had a lot of banter like that. We take each other's, we troll each other because we all have our favorites, and that's how fun it is to be a part of a newsroom environment like that. Other thing is bye, I'm going to watch a Cristiano video. Okay, go for it. Pratik Margal is saying, talking about now of Liverpool versus Man City FA Cup semi-final, predict who will win. It's difficult, man. I actually picked Liverpool to win against City at the weekend because I really wanted a crazier finish than what it is right now, because I thought once Liverpool wins, and because the kind of fixtures they have, it's a tough draw for them towards the end in comparison to what City has. So I thought if Liverpool win, and because they've got difficult games, that's gonna even out the title race, and that is what I was hoping for. But again, City were actually unlucky to not have won the game. So never know who will come out and win that game that day. It's like a lottery. Both teams amazing. We don't know who's going to win on that day. Jatin Prasad says City has 11 trophies in last 5 years and our neighbors have zero. Thank you, Jatin Prasad, as a United fan, for reminding us how bad we have been. Yeah, it's been pathetic, guys. Asim Katuria, deep down, everybody knows Messi is by far the GOAT. The things he has done on football pitch over last 15 years, nobody comes close. But of course, to each his own. To each his own, I would say, because I'm a Ronaldo fan, I would say, no, Messi is not the GOAT. Ronaldo is. And for me, that's also because of for me, Ronaldo is what he molded himself into. Messi definitely more gifted, more natural on the ball, but Ronaldo worked extremely hard to get there. And he became a goal scoring machine, irrespective of whatever you say, for somebody who was a winger. And similarly for Messi, for somebody who was playing as an attacking midfielder to go on and score these many goals. Both of them, let's just enjoy their era because it's coming to an end. We can see it, we can feel it, and we know they're going to be other champions, but probably not of the same classes as these two, because there were, of course, players in the past, Maradona, Pele, similar time periods, and they were both greats of the game. Ronaldo, Messi, similarly, but the debate will never end. Who's the greatest? Like, if you ask me in tennis, I would say for me, Rafael Nadal is the greatest. I was, by the way, I had my 10th pre-board exams when I was watching him in 2008 beat Roger Federer in the final at Wimbledon. And somehow, thankfully, my parents allowed me to watch that game till late in the night, even though I had an exam the very next day. That's the kind of sports buff I am also. And for me, Nadal sort of was at the same time, Nadal peaked sort of at the same time when I started watching all these sports, and I became a bigger fan of Nadal than Federer. Even though Federer, I've seen him beat so many great players, but that doesn't mean I don't like Federer. That doesn't mean I don't like Djokovic. I just believe that Nadal is the GOAT. Like I believe Ronaldo is the GOAT. Aviral said, let's meet here after FA Cup on Saturday. Hopefully, yes. Dhruv says qualitatively, now I'm qualitatively, Liverpool versus City would be a great final, but Real Madrid in Champions League can do anything impossible. 13 Champions League titles they have, and Real Madrid, we know what they can do. They've beaten two great teams in the last two rounds, so don't count them out, but yes, City are favourites. Medan Sharma says Simeone was also yellow carded, 12 minutes extra time, typical Atletico game. Yes, typical Atletico game. It was crazy. It was just intense, man. That ending, who would have thought they'd like the anger would sort of peak at right at the end. You know that these games, things like these can happen. But the way it boiled over was insane. So what, 6, 7 yellow cards? If you count Simeone, I think there's 7 yellow cards in just injury time alone, even though that extra time went on for ages. Sankalp says Messi doesn't give interviews in English and doesn't post in his social media. That doesn't mean that he's not hardworking. Both are goats. I'm not saying that Messi is not hardworking. But yeah, even on social media, Ronaldo also, you have to say, is the biggest brand in the world. He's got almost more than 100 million more followers on Instagram alone. But that's besides the point. In footballing terms, yes, there'll be Messi. There'll be people who will say Messi is the greatest. There'll be people who will say Ronaldo is the greatest. I am in that category who are Ronaldo fans, who are Messi fans as well, but they support Ronaldo when it comes to the GOAT debate. Asim Katuria, oh my god, so many Messi fans coming after me late in this night. Messi has a better goals to game ratio. Just saying, to be honest, I feel Messi never gets enough credit for the hard work he puts in just because he's not a typical showman like Ronaldo. Well, irrespective of whether Ronaldo is a showman, you have to say he's done something. Showmanship, as you're talking about. But does that mean he's the greatest? No, right? That is because Ronaldo, sometimes you got to be a little proud to achieve that kind of success, and that was Ronaldo. And I think it's not a bad thing. Sometimes that's what drives you, and if that drove Ronaldo to become the player that he became, I think fair enough, and kudos to him for becoming that good. Dhruv has joined me in supporting Ronaldo. Purushottam says, which event you are eagerly waiting, T20 World Cup or FIFA World Cup? Purushottam, let's just say, I said it also earlier. I think so. I'm waiting for the FIFA World Cup, but I'll equally be a part of the T20 World Cup. So both of them, but yeah, FIFA World Cup because football, man, it's gonna be crazy. The moment the knockout stages start, I just get glued to the screen. And I know cricket is far more popular in our country, but I've also grown up watching every kind of sport, boss. So for me, it's almost on the same pedestal. But if I have to say it, because the T20 World Cup happened last year also, and India lost it, India lost badly. So I'm just gonna say Football World Cup for now. Yes. Uh, Asim Kathuria, fine line between arrogance and pride. Sometimes bit of arrogance is also important. Sometimes that's what drives you. That arrogance, that pride. Ronaldo, you might say some people hate him for it, dislike him for it. But boss, he scored that many goals. You have to say we are talking about him right now because he have reached somewhere, right? Asim is like, sorry if the discussion is becoming too heated. Didn't mean to. That's all right, Asim. We all have our opinions, and this is a platform where we can all share our opinions. I have mine as well, and I was sharing it with you guys. You can have yours, and we all have to be, sort of, we all have to be nice to each other when we are on a conversation, when we are on a platform like this, because we're all listening to each other and see we are having fun, right? Debate goes on, man. I don't think it will end. If Shane Dias was here, he would have said that Messi is the best. I would have said Ronaldo. I keep saying Ronaldo is the best. So we all have different buddies who support Ronaldo, who support Messi. So that's all right. Sankalp Sahu says Virat Kohli is Ronaldo and AB de Villiers is Messi in cricket. Oh my God, I keep listening to such comparisons. Let's just say they are Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers of cricket all by themselves. And Virat Kohli, for that matter, is a great Ronaldo fan. Like when the GOAT debate raged on, he said that he believes Ronaldo is the greatest of all time. So, Prateek Magal says, please give updates on injuries of Man City players ASAP. You get any info? I will do that. Prateek. Purushottam, yes, huge CR7 fan. Portugal chances, boss. Portugal from the team. By the way, when they won the 2016 Euros, right? The team they had, their current team is so much better than that team. Who scored that goal in the final for them? Eder. He was left out of the side after that. He's not even made a comeback to the Portugal side after that. So you have to say that the Portugal current team is really, really good. But whether they perform on the big stage, that remains to be seen. Plus, they are in a tough group. They have got Ghana in there, they have got South Korea in there, and they have got Uruguay also, if I'm not wrong. So that's a difficult group. But you'd expect Portugal to reach the knockouts. Redacted Shetty, not that great being a United fan at the moment, considering Liverpool can still get a quadruple and City are still in contention for top honours. Yes, like every year, they are all in contention of top honours, but not United. Is there any possibility of Portugal versus Argentina in round of 16? Well, I'll have to check the draw like really closely and see. I'm not sure. I think for the draw, I'll have to check out which half they belong to and what's gonna be, who's gonna play who. So maybe I'll look at it and then get back to you. Dhruv Sankalp says, I think Portugal is the most star-studded lineup in this World Cup. One of the most star-studded lineups. Also, the players they've got now, a lot of people would say that they are playing some of the best football. Bernardo Silva had an off day today for Manchester City, but he has been so good for them this season. And I'd have to say Silva is there, even though Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo really haven't made that kind of a mark at United this season. What you'd expect from somebody of their quality, but they are also two great players. João Cancelo is there, Diogo Jota is there. So man, so many players to look forward to in that side. Sankalpo, you have already given the answer. No, Portugal versus Argentina can only happen in finals. Wow, that would be some final, right? And everybody would be like that. That would settle the greatest of all time debate once and for all, because Ronaldo won the Euros, Messi won the Copa America. It's just the World Cup that's remaining, guys. So maybe, who can say for sure? Maybe that will happen, but you never know. There are so many other great teams. It's unfortunate that Italy, after winning the Euros, are not going to be there. But there are other great sides. Let's not count out teams like Germany, England, the Dutch, for that matter. And like last time, Croatia pulled off something incredible when they reached the final against France. You never know who's going to come up and show that for them. Venkat Munna Kondogbia for United CDM issue thoughts. Boss, first of all, they need to offload a few players. They need to get a manager. I think even before they decide to get any player, they first need to figure out simply who is going to be the next manager. That really hasn't happened. There have been talks. A lot of people are saying that Eric Ten Hag is in advanced talks with Man United. When it is announced, then we'll take a look, and then it will entirely depend on Eric Ten Hag who he wants. Because let's just say it'll be his team, boss. Let him decide what he wants. With Rangnick, I have to say I have not been very happy with, and he's going to take a bigger role next season. That's just really surprising. I'm not sure whether that really bodes well for United, but let's just see what happens. Okay, guys, I think Man City wants to sign Haaland. Pep wants him at club at any cost. Your thoughts on that, Pratik? I think he did the right thing because he wanted to be at United at one point. We thought that United wanted him, but he went to Dortmund, right? We have seen a lot of young players, even players like Jude Bellingham, even Jadon Sancho, develop really well at Dortmund, and I think Haaland has it in him to become a big player at a big club. You see what happened. He came from some club like Salzburg, and Salzburg, even though both him and Minamino left the club, they're still doing decently well to be here in the Champions League. But let's just say that Haaland can be a big fit anywhere, and because City have a striker problem, they wanted Kane, and everybody thought that would have happened at the start of the season, but Kane somehow still stayed at Tottenham. Let's see. United also, I think so, might look at getting somebody because Cavani might not be there, and with Ronaldo, you might have that centre forward. But let's be honest with each other. He's not at the peak of his powers, and like Messi and like Ronaldo, I feel they are on a downward curve now. You can't expect them to be those goal scoring machines again. Uh, Medan says Ajax will miss Ten Hag a lot. Yes, that's true. Sankalp Sahu says Sancho is greater than Rashford. See, I have to say Rashford has had a bad season. He doesn't look in form. But who does? For this United team, I think, and my energy goes down every time I start talking about them at times because it's painful, and I don't know what happens now. I don't know who will come, who will go, but a lot of things that need to fall in place for this United team to even become title contenders anywhere close to teams like Liverpool and Man City because they are on a different level. So, Asim, just a suggestion, let's schedule a discussion on transfer rumors soon. I think so. We can do that after the end of the season, maybe because then it will get fun, right? As we get closer to the next season, I think that time it'll be interesting. Maybe we can do one before that who is going out, who is coming in, that sort of a thing. Yeah, Dhruv, I know Euros. I would also say Euros are sometimes tougher than the World Cup for that matter because the kind of competition you have to reach the final stages is insane. You don't even have that in the World Cup because of you needing teams playing from different continents because everybody has got a quota in place, right? Like these many teams from a particular continent. So let's see. Overall, Man United should have gone for Kante. They should have, but now Chelsea have him. We can't do anything about it. Sportbet, United, Manchester United are my favorite club, and that is why I have this I don't know, this sad face after seeing both Liverpool and City go to the next round. Anyway, I guess guys, it's 3:30. I have a 6:30 cricket game tomorrow, and I have to be bowling for our team. So I really need some rest now, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon enough. Thank you for watching, and I love it. I love it for the fact that you guys are here like yesterday to discuss football with me. Thank you so much. Take care, guys. Have a good night. See you.